Coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News, farewell to the class of 2009. Last June was the conclusion of many great high school careers as the class of 2009 proudly marched across the stage at the Dallas Convention Center to accept their diplomas. We have highlights of the ceremony.
Plus, construction crews have been hard at work over the summer, completing the new Shields Elementary School and Little Hawks Learning Center. And we have updates on the new Red Oak High School's progress. Exclusive highlights of the ribbon cutting and grand opening ceremonies straight ahead.
Also, the Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps has joined Red Oak High School and retired Navy Commander Dan Murphy and retired USMC First Sergeant Donald Griffith are the instructors for the new program. We take an in-depth look at this new and highly respected course later in the show. And finally, one of the most anticipated events for Red Oak High School students and alumni each year is the annual homecoming football game. This year, the event was held in conjunction with Founders Day. The Hawks faced White House at Goodloe Stadium, and the homecoming court looked great with the crowning of this year's king and queen. In addition, the Quarterback Club hosted Wrestling Mayhem to cap off the weekend celebration at the ROHS gym. All the action coming up next on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Lexi Belote, Chris McClure, Sports with Ryan Gard, plus Roseanne Foster with our crime-fighting reports, and more news coverage with our Hawkeye News Junior High team. Hawkeye News. Leadership you can depend on.
Welcome to this first edition of Hawkeye News for the class of 2010. I'm Lexi Belote.
And I'm Chris McClure. The state of Texas recently changed a number of laws related to driving, specifically teen driving restrictions.
For more on those, we welcome back Hawkeye News crime maker Roseanne Foster here in the studio with us. Roseanne?
That's right, Lexi. Last year, Red Oak embarked on a Hang Up the Phone in the School Zone campaign. Now, it's not just a suggestion. According to the new Texas law, drivers of any age are subject to fines if caught on the phone in a posted, active school zone, meaning that during the summer or when school is not in session, it does not apply. However, if caught on the phone during school hours, there's a $200 fine.
Now, as teenagers, the law on driving restrictions also has been changed for those who do not already have their driver's license. Last year, restrictions lasted for 6 months. After those first 6 months, we were allowed to be on the phone or have more than one of our friends in the car. But according to the new Texas law, the restriction is now extended to 1 year for all who got their license or will be getting their license after September 1st, the day the law came into effect. If you have any questions about these laws, ask one of our ISD police officers. Speaking of which, it's easy to forget the purpose of our district police officers. So often, we write them off as nothing more than the people who handle traffic control and walk the hallways as we switch classes. But they do so much more than that.
I'll be back later in our show with a behind-the-scenes look at our Red Oak ISD police force. So I'll see you then.
Thanks, Roseanne. That's certainly useful information.
Over the summer, a lot of progress has been made with the Red Oak ISD bond projects. Shields Elementary is complete and the high school is nearly halfway through.
For more information, we go to returning Hawkeye News reporter Hanan Asaili. Hanan?
Thanks, Lexi and Chris. It's great to be back on the show this year, and I have exciting news on the Little Hawks Learning Center, the new Shields Elementary School, and Red Oak High School. The Little Hawks Learning Center opened late this summer and had a huge dedication and ribbon-cutting ceremony to open it. Coming up later in the show, I'll have more on this information. Lexi and Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Hanan. We look forward to your full report later in the show.
Over the past several years, Red Oak High School has acquired several new programs. This year, ROTC is joining the Red Oak family. For more on this, we welcome back Hawkeye News reporter Jasmine Simmons. Jasmine?
Thanks, Lexi and Chris. I am very excited to be back as a junior with Hawkeye News. This is the first year that the Naval Junior ROTC program will be a part of Red Oak High School. Coming up later in the show, I will have more details. Lexi and Chris, back to you.
Thanks, Jasmine. We're looking forward to your full report.
Homecoming has been the topic of a lot of conversation recently. This year, the Red Oak ISD Founders Day and homecoming festivities were combined in a power-packed weekend, complete with a wrestling event held at the ROHS gym.
One of the most anticipated events for Red Oak High School students and alumni each year is the annual homecoming football game. This year, the event was held in conjunction with Founders Day. In addition, the quarterback club hosted Wrestling Mayhem to cap off this weekend's celebration at the Red Oak High School gym. I'm Kaylee Kitzman at Goodloe Stadium. Coming up, I'll have highlights of the Founders Day festivities, the action-packed Wrestling Mayhem, and an interview with the King and Queen.
Red Oak ISD recently redesigned their website, and various school organizations have either created or updated a website of their own.
For more on this, we go to Melissa Gonzalez, who is standing by in the newsroom with more information. Melissa?
Thanks, Chris and Lexi. As you said, Red Oak ISD has redesigned their website with a new look and layout that offers visitors a more user-friendly navigation, photos, and more information students and parents can use. You can visit the new website at www.redoakisd.org. Many different links are offered from the homepage, such as information to athletic events and upcoming events like Founders Day. Students can now access all the schools in the district right from the homepage, which also includes phone numbers and addresses for different departments around the district. There are also tabs for parents and students that offer links to important websites such as Skyward. One of the most interactive parts of the website is the new event calendar. Here, anyone can access the time and date of an athletic event, school board meeting, or community event. Next, we want to show you the awesome Renaissance website, which was actually launched last year, but improvements were made to the site over the summer by adding a new Renaissance design. Red Oak High School Renaissance has recently updated their website look with a new Renaissance design. Designed and maintained by Hawkeye News sports anchor Ryan Garr, the Renaissance site includes new features and easier navigation. One big feature of the Renaissance webpage is a new announcements section, which shows the latest announcements for Red Oak High School Renaissance members. Also, Renaissance now has a mailing list. This allows Renaissance to easily disperse information and events to students' emails. Please visit the Renaissance website by going to renaissance.isgreat.org. And one more thing, Chris and Lexi. I would also like to remind viewers that they can always visit Hawkeye News and the Athletic Zone website for extended coverage of all news happening in and around Red Oak ISD. We have a lot of really cool stuff and tons of history, complete with blogs, videos, and much more. Please let us know you stopped by becoming a subscriber or sending us your email address. It will keep you up to date on the latest release of Hawkeye News and other special announcements. Again, the website is www.hawkeye-news.com. I'm Melissa Gonzalez, reporting for Hawkeye News. Chris and Lexi, back to you.
Red Oak High School has numerous elective courses to choose from.
This year, ROTC has been added to the list. For more on this, we go to Hawkeye News reporter Jasmine Simmons, who's standing by in the K building with more. Jasmine?
Thanks, Lexi and Chris. I am very excited to be back as a junior with Hawkeye News. This is the first year that the Naval Junior ROTC program will be a part of Red Oak High School. The Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, NJROTC, is a leadership and citizen development program established by Congress to help high school students become productive members of society upon graduation. Honor, courage, and commitment embody the foundation on which the NJROTC program was built. The program's specific goals are to promote patriotism, develop informed and responsible citizens, develop habits of orderliness and respect for constituted authority, promote understanding of basic elements and requirements for national security, and develop interest in service to the United States. The NJROTC will be beneficial to students interested in pursuing a military career outside of high school or pursuing a fully paid college-level program such as the Naval ROTC program or a military service academy. Students also will have the opportunity to travel to military facilities on educational orientation trips. Participation in NJROTC counts as a physical education credit. The cost to be in ROTC is minimal. All required uniforms and equipment are provided free of charge. However, cadets are obligated to take care of issued items and return them upon leaving the program. For more information, call Commander Murphy or First Sergeant Griffith at 972-617-4651. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Jasmine Simmons. Lexi and Chris, back to you.
With the new school year comes new leadership and many of our student groups and organizations.
For more on the band, cheerleading, drill team, and student council, we welcome back Hawkeye News reporter Brianna Smith, who is standing by in the newsroom with more details. Brianna?
Thanks, Lexi and Chris. Student leadership is an important part of our student organizations here at Red Oak High School. It allows our students to have a say in their clubs and activities. It also helps out on those college applications. But seriously, there are a lot of new student leaders helping out with their classes, clubs, and organizations this year. Band director Mr. Richard Thomas is excited to welcome drum majors Caleb Cox and Dylan Toombs. These outstanding band students will lead that Mighty Hawk band on the field and into competitions this year. Drum captain Ty Carpenter, guard captains Kaylin Hunsaker and Jennifer Littlebrave. The Mighty Hawk band has been outstanding the past several years, and Mr. Thomas and his band directors are very confident that these field leaders will take the band even higher this year. Miss Cindy Kelly is the cheerleading sponsor with the help of Miss Rihanna Fagan, and they are excited to have experienced leaders coming back to take over the team. This year, Rachel Latimer will serve as varsity captain along with co-captain Olivia Slaughter. The JV captain is Madison Latimer with co-captain and freshman captain April Stanford. Let's not forget the always spirited A-team. This year's members are Zach Bland, Hope Wirch, Emily Morgan, Selena Zuniga, Malloy Butler, Calvin Overbay, Melissa Gonzalez, Ismar Laredo, and Alan Holder. Miss Cindy Kelly is their sponsor, and senior cheerleader Lexi Below is the A-team coordinator. This group is the awesome Hawkettes drill team. The team is sponsored by Miss Laura Kelly and is led on the field by student captain Emily Schuster, along with First Lieutenant Riley Heckathorn, Lieutenants Jackie Brightman, Victoria Henderson, Morgan Niven, and Victoria Rangel. The Hawkettes should be pretty amazing this year with all of this leadership. I'm sure all of these groups will have an amazing school year ahead and will accomplish a lot. Teachers, please let us know what is going on with your group or organization so we can highlight the great students and activities your organizations are doing this year. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Brianna Smith. Back to you.
Exciting things have been popping up around Red Oak ISD lately, including the Little Hawks Learning Center, the new Shields Elementary School, and the nearly completed Red Oak High School.
For more information on these brand new campuses, we go now to Hawkeye News Bond reporter Hanan Sele. Hanan?
Thanks, Lexi and Chris. It's great to be back on the show this year, and I have exciting news on the Little Hawks Learning Center, the new Shields Elementary School, and Red Oak High School. The Little Hawks Learning Center opened late this summer and had a huge dedication and ribbon-cutting ceremony to open it. The ceremony and dedication was held on August 11th as Red Oak ISD employees and their families gathered at the old Shields Elementary School.
Such a wonderful addition for Red Oak and the children of employees, and an opportunity to be here in the same district with their parents and their family and become a part of Red Oak at such an early age.
In the span of 2 months, this place was renovated, totally renovated, new flooring, a lot of new walls, paint, a lot of work around the exterior, creating a playground for these kids that's age appropriate for them.
We have an awesome curriculum. It's called High Scope. They've all been trained on it. Our national trainer came down, trained all the staff. From birth to 5, they will have the same curriculum. So it's an amazing hands-on curriculum. So when they leave here, test scores are proven to be higher when they've gone through this curriculum. Well, I can tell you as a parent who's been in that situation when you have to worry about your child, it's hard to work. And this makes it easy. They can pop in, they don't have to worry about it, they're in a safe, nurturing environment. It's amazing. I mean, they're on the floor, they're hands-on, they don't even realize they're learning through play, and that's the best part.
The new Donald T. Shields Elementary School was open for all students and parents to look around and enjoy on Sunday, August 20th. The newly completed $15.6 million Donald T. Shields Elementary School, located at 223 West Oakville Road in Red Oak, was open for the community to look at on August 20th. Construction was completed in less than 14 months, just in time for school starting on August 24th. The elementary school is overflowing with color and pictures seen throughout the school. It has become a great institution for learning and having fun.
In the cafeteria, you've got split roofing in there. It really adds an interesting dimension to that facility. The gym is absolutely beautiful for the facility we're used to having. We have a sound system in the gym now, plenty of a space for those kids to roam. The library is state-of-the-art with computer facilities in there. We've got a projector in there. We've got a flat-screen TV in there. We've got a reading area that's actually elevated.
Even though the new Red Oak High School is not fully done, construction is in full swing and the building is right on schedule. Every day, the construction workers are adding new bells and whistles to the new campus. The new Red Oak High School is nearly completed, and in a couple of weeks, sensors will be put around the school and someone will be on site 24/7 to keep vandals and trespassers off the new campus. 90% of the building is covered with roofing. The only part of the building that is not covered yet is the Performing Arts Center. The progress in all of these buildings has been amazing, and hopefully the new high school will be completed soon. Next month, I'll have more updates on the new high school. Reporting for the class of 2011, I'm Hanani Saley, Hawkeye News.
Last June was the conclusion of many great high school careers as the class of 2009 proudly marched across the stage at the Dallas Convention Center to accept their diplomas. For more on this report, we go now to another returning Hawkeye News reporter, Emily Byers. Welcome back, Emily.
Thanks, Chris. I'm excited to be back on the Hawkeye News team. Every high school student anxiously awaits the day when he or she can proudly walk into the Dallas Convention Center to the tune of Pomp and Circumstance, which will be followed by that big moment of receiving a diploma. The class of 2009 wrapped up their high school careers in June doing just that. The ceremony was once again held at the spacious Dallas Convention Center before a packed crowd of family, friends, and teachers who came to show their support for the class of 2009. Randy E.J., a well-known 2009 senior, gave the invocation, which brought the graduation ceremony to a start. Following a welcome speech by John Hawkins, the announcement of the top 10 was made. The top 10 were Danielle Butts, Kelsey Dahl, Rita Garcia, Holly Herod, Stephen Hollenbeck, Nicholas Lozano, J.C. Lumley, Stephanie Poppy, Clayton Stanley, and Dawn Turner. Next, speeches by the valedictorian J.C. Lumley and the salutatorian Stephanie Poppy were made and found to be very insightful and humorous at times. Plans are being made for the 2010 graduation ceremony, and we will keep you up to date on the plans as they become available. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Emily Byers. Back to you.
What did Leonardo da Vinci, Buckminster Fuller, Genrich Altschuler, Nobel Prize winner Kary Mullis, and hundreds of other famous creative minds have in common? They saw their universe through specific lenses, and so can you. A former Space Shuttle chief engineer, Mark L. Fox, the author of Da Vinci and the 40 Answers, was a special guest of Red Oak High School in mid-September. Mr. Fox presented a one-hour overview of the principles of creativity and innovation based on his book. This book, in part, is based on the principles of TRIZ, the theory of inventive problem solving. A Russian scientist, Genrich Altschuler, evaluated over 300,000 patents and found that all of them fit into just 40 solutions. This book teaches you these 40 universal answers, and they don't just apply to technical issues. The 40 answers can solve problems and opportunities in sales, marketing, and all business operations. Mark has developed a unique way to explain and teach these principles. He makes it easy for anyone to understand. It doesn't have to be rocket science.
One of the most anticipated segments each month on Hawkeye News is the Elementary Intermediate Report. We really enjoy reporting all the great news from our 4 elementary schools with the help of many great teachers and administrators. We also enjoy hearing all the great news from the Red Oak Intermediate campus.
Let's get started with this month's Elementary Intermediate Reports.
Teachers at Shields Elementary help students locate their desk at Meet the Teacher Night held in mid-August. Students who enrolled at Shields Elementary were invited to tour the building with their parents and meet their teachers. Members of Shields Elementary's PTA helped pass out school shirts as part of the event.
The staff of Red Oak Intermediate, a 2008-2009 taxed recognized campus, Red Oak Intermediate kicked off the year with a 60s theme and a song composed by Robin Nelson to the tune of Aquarius by the Fifth Dimension.
Red Oak Elementary Principal Sharon Graves presents an exemplary campus flag to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade students during a special assembly. 4th grade students, along with Sharon Graves, principal at Red Oak Elementary, proudly raised an exemplary campus flag. Red Oak IC Superintendent Scott Niven congratulates Red Oak Elementary for achieving exemplary campus, the highest possible rating a campus can receive from taking the TAKS test.
Victoria Rockwell sits in disbelief after her house of cans tumbled to the floor during PE class at Red Oak Elementary. 2nd grade students at ROE race against each other's teams in PE while building a house of cans.
Kindergarten and 1st grade students at Woodin Elementary celebrate Hometown Heroes Week. This is the 7th year for students at Woodin Elementary to recognize our hometown heroes in Red Oak. 1st grade students completed individual poster projects recognizing a special hero in their life.
Melissa Hancock, Red Oak ISD GT teacher, was awarded an Education Foundation grant to start a chess club at all Red Oak Elementary schools. Students that participated ranged from 1st through 4th grade. Some came with prior knowledge, and others learned the basic steps in playing beginning chess. They learned how to set up a chessboard to begin play, learned the names of the pieces, and how they are all allowed to move.
Friday, September 4th marks Safety Day across the district or at Red Oak Intermediate. To observe this day and teach students about the various forms of being safe, each class at the intermediate school addressed safety in their own way. In Miss Lindstrom's ELA class, students observed internet safety by watching a Safe Side internet safety video and created their own rap or song based on the 4 types of internet safety mentioned in the video. Students formed groups in their classes and worked for 2 days writing lyrics, composing rhythms and melodies, and forming dance moves to present their rap. On the 3rd day, students were videotaped and these videos were shown at ROI's open house. Everybody did a great job and learned a great deal about being safe on the internet. Hawkeye News participated in the judging and selected a 1st and 2nd place winner. Hawkeye News wanted to share information on a great program that offers support to anyone who has lost a loved one. Caged, caring about grief everybody deals with, meets at Acorn Academy. On the 1st and 3rd Mondays of each month, classes start at 7 and end at 8. All students and parents who have lost a loved one in the past are welcome to attend any or all classes. The program is provided by Red Oak IC and Practical Parenting Education.
The dictionary says grief means sorrow caused by the loss of a loved one, especially by death, something that causes great unhappiness.
The definition of grief sounds pretty simple, doesn't it?
But grief is not simple.
Yeah, when somebody close to you dies, you can spend weeks, months, and even years dealing with feelings. Everybody is unique, so everybody grieves a little differently and for different amounts of time, but parts of the grieving process are common to most people.
I can't stop since my mom died.
I haven't been happy at all since my brother died.
My father's death didn't seem real. I can't believe he's not here.
Ever since my grandfather died, it feels like I've been in a fog. After my best friend died, I couldn't feel anything. It's like I was numb or sleepwalking or something.
We hope you never experience the pain of the death of someone you love. But if you have, we know a place where you can go. It's a place where you can find help. It's a group of people who have lost somebody. A group where
I had hope. I had encouragement.
It helped me stay in school.
It helped me just deal.
A group where people
understand and want to help you deal with your loss and pain. When you have lost a loved one, don't feel caged.
Former Hawkeye News junior high anchor Taylor Anderson has stepped up to the high school team and joins us now from the Red Oak High School gym with a special report on our athletic trainers.
Welcome to high school, Taylor.
Thanks, Lexi and Chris. You may think the athletes do all the work to win a game, but so often we forget about the athletic trainers and how much they do to help the athletes. This year, Red Oak High School is offering a new class called Sports Medicine. The new class is located on the West Campus in room 113. Sports medicine is taught by Miss Grammer during 3rd and 4th period. The class is required if you are a student trainer, which is a person who helps the trainers prepare the athletes for a practice or a game, but for those who are not a student trainer, the class is, of course, open for you too. Sports medicine is a pass-fail class and counts as a state elective. Students in the class will learn CPR, rehabilitation, how to find an injury, how to treat injuries, real-life emergency situations, and much more. The student trainers are Holly Henson, Mackenzie Hoyle, Raylan McGinnis, Daniel Lawrence, Paige McMillan, Destiny Patton, Morgan Ames, and Cassidy Landry. So next time you see one of these students around school, ask them about this new interesting class at ROHS. I'm Taylor Anderson for Hawkeye News. Back to you in the studio.
One of the most anticipated events for Red Oak High School students and alumni each year is the annual homecoming football game. This year, the event was held in conjunction with Founders Day.
In addition, the Quarterback Club hosted Wrestling Mayhem to cap off the weekend celebration at the Red Oak High School gym. The Hawks faced White House at Goodloe Stadium, and the homecoming court looked great.
For more on this, we go to a new member of the Hawkeye News team, Kaylee Kidsman, with information on the winners. Kaylee?
Thanks, Chris and Lexi. Homecoming and Founders Day weekend was awesome. From the high-energy pep rally on Friday that featured outstanding performances from that mighty Hawk band, and that great dance routines performed by the cheerleaders and the drill team. The game, of course, was the traditional favorite, with homecoming court taking the center field to start the evening.
It is the pageantry that seems to steal the show as many graduates come home and meet and greet old friends. This year's homecoming court winners were freshman Prince and Princess Christian Scott and Amy Temez, sophomore Prince and Princess Jeremy Brady and Emily Holden, junior Prince and Princess Jeremy Lewis and Alicia Dixon, and the King and Queen Colby Houston and Simone Jackson.
Hey guys, congratulations on being King and Queen. How do you guys feel? Good. Good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Awesome, awesome. So now did you campaign to win?
Not
really. Not really? All right, awesome. Are you surprised that you won?
Yeah, I am.
Really?
Yeah, I really am.
All right, who was your escort?
My dad and my niece.
All right, who's yours?
Mom, Sarah Houston.
Aw. All right, who are you wearing? You're obviously wearing Red Oak football
Wearing
attire.
Russell sponsored.
All right, and then you?
I'm wearing my friend's dress.
Oh, way to go, friend. All right, what were you doing when you found out you were nominated?
I was nervous. I was scared.
All right.
Sitting in ag class chilling.
Just chilling. Awesome. All right. Did you really want to win? Like, whenever you found out you were nominated, were you excited? Like,
yes.
Automatically, you were just like, yes.
Yeah, might as well touchdown or nothing.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks, guys. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was another night to shine for Red Oak ISD, and special thanks to all those sponsors and organizations that worked hard on this year's events. On Saturday, the annual Founders Day Parade was held. Citizens gathered for a day of fun and fellowship at Red Oak's Old Town Park.
This year, the parade was bigger and better than ever, with various Red Oak High School clubs and organizations participating. Later that evening, the Quarterback Club and killer Tim Brooks hosted Wrestling Mayhem to cap off the weekend celebration. There were several matches including tag teams and championship titles. The main event featured Coach Tate Wallace, managed by Scott the Boss Man Niven, versus Bullman Downs with special guest referee Chief Scott Lindsay.
Welcome, Red Oak, Texas, to Bullman Downs.
The main event features Coach Tate Wallace, managed by Scott the Boss Man Niven, versus Bullman Downs.
I'm coming there to show you what Bullman Downs is all about. Coach Wallace, coach of the Red Oak Chicken Hawks. I'm ready for you, bud. I heard what you said about me. I heard you say I'm like Hubba Bubba, that I ain't a speck of trouble. But let me tell you, Coach Wallace, I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming for you.
Bullman has been making a lot of threats, and he says he's not only going to take care of the Coach Tate Wallace, but he's going to take care of the manager, the Boss Niven.
Coach Wallace, you may not be so dadgum lucky.
Oh, there's a threat, Coach.
All I know is when we step in the ring, somebody's going to be taking a beat down, and it won't be Coach Wallace.
Coach Wallace, you done made a mistake, son. You done volunteered to step in the squared circle with the Bullman. Now, let me tell you, son, it's something that you might not ought to done. I hear you're a smart fella, but let me tell you what you done. It's pretty dadgum dumb. Because I'm going to walk a mud hole in your butt, and I'm going to walk it dry, boy. You decided to get in with the Bullman? Well, let me tell you, the Bullman gonna show you how it's done.
weekend celebration. Special thanks to Killer Tim Brooks and the many Founders Day and Homecoming Committee members who planned and worked hard to make this weekend special. Reporting from Homecoming 2009 for Hawkeye News, I'm Kaylee Kitzman. Lexi and Chris, back to you.
We are proud to welcome back another one of our returning members of the Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News sports anchor Ryan Gard joins us in the Sports Center.
What's happening in sports this month, Ryan?
Thanks, Lexi and Chris, and hello, Hawks and Lady Hawks sports fans. You're now entering the Athletic Zone. It's great to be back for my senior year in a brand new sports center. There's lots of sports news, so let's get started.
And what a great home crowd the Red Oak Hawks. He's going to get hit hard, but you know, he just doesn't stop, and he breaks free and breaks into the open. He's to midfield. Running outside, and the pitch is good. He's to the 25 and gets tackled. And here's the handoff going left, cutting back right. First down in Morris. He crosses the 40, the 35 to the 34-yard line. Grab him, he breaks the tackle, breaks another, still fighting it. He's going to get the first down to the 35 and goes to the 31-yard line. He exploded through the middle of that defense.
Starting off the school year, Hawks fans from across the district headed to Goodloe Stadium for Meet the Hawks Night, a community pep rally introducing players from all high school athletic teams. Red Oak football, volleyball, cross country, tennis, and golf teams were just a few teams announced that night. Fans also gathered at Brookshires in late August to cheer on the volleyball season and the football team for their fight against the Highland Park Scots in the Tom Landry Classic. Now it's time for Hawks football action. The Hawks got off to a rough start, but now the season is building momentum. The Hawks at press time have won the first District 15 4A game against Lancaster. To kick things off, the Hawks had a rematch with the Highland Park Scots in the annual Tom Landry Classic at SMU Stadium. This is the Hawks' second matchup in the Tom Landry Classic. Ishmael Harrison, who caught 6 passes for 140 yards, led Red Oak. The Hawks lost 7-30. The Hawks then traveled to Lake Dallas to compete against the Falcons. The game stayed neck and neck throughout the night. Lake Dallas won the turnover battle and had 3 interceptions, including a fourth quarter pick on the first play following a Red Oak interception. The Hawks lost the second game of the season 32-34, Lake Dallas. Hawks then battled Waco University Trojans in Waco. The rain didn't stop the Hawks as they braved the elements to come out with a win in the final seconds of the game. After a touchdown and extra point for the University Trojans, Mandel Dixon scored from the 1-yard line with 44 seconds left to give Red Oak its first win this season. That game ending 22-17 Hawks. Next, it was homecoming night for the Hawks in a rematch against White House. Red Oak's Jeremiah Gaines returned an interception 90 yards for a touchdown with 6 seconds left in the first half. Travis Wallace threw a touchdown pass and added 2 rushing touchdowns. And the defense for Red Oak recovered 3 fumbles. In Hawks vs. Lancaster game, the Hawks beat the Tigers for a District 15 4A victory. Red Oak was led by quarterback Travis Wallace, who threw for 150 yards and a touchdown, and running back Jeremy Lewis ran for 95 yards and a touchdown. Final score, Red Oak 21, Lancaster 16. The Hawks then faced West Mesquite at home. West Mesquite rallied from a scoreless first half and an injury scare to tie the game twice. An interception by Red Oak nose guard Dundee Walker on a middle screen inside Red Oak's 10, and a partially blocked field goal prevented West Mesquite from getting on the scoreboard in the first half. After West Mesquite tied the game at 14 with 3:02 remaining, Red Oak embarked on a 10-play, 61-yard drive to set up the winning kick. Justin Mendoza kicked a 37-yard field goal with 3 seconds remaining to give Red Oak a 17-14 win over West Mesquite in a District 15 4A game at Billy Goodloe Stadium. Again, the final score, Red Oak 17, West Mesquite 14. For more homecoming excitement and to introduce us to this year's A-Team, we go to the sidelines and welcome back to the show our very own Chris the Goose Futrell. Goose?
Thanks, Ryan. I'm here at Billy Goodlow Stadium for the 2009 homecoming game. The stadium is packed, mums are everywhere, it's a great turnout.
And, well, since the best thing about homecoming, besides the food, is the A-Team, let me introduce this year's spirit-filled individuals. I'm Melissa Gonzalez, and I'm Cha-Cha.
I'm Alan Holder, and I'm that guy.
I'm Selena, and I'm Delicate.
I'm Calvin Overbay, and I'm Chugs.
Zach Bland, I'm Blando.
I'm Hope Wirch, we're Chihuahua.
Emily Morgan, Emo.
I'm definitely not jealous.
What? I'll tell you.
Hey, you want to join us in for a dance?
Sure thing, Ryan. I'll be back for more from the sidelines.
Thanks, Goose. Now switch things over to Lady Hawks volleyball. The varsity Lady Hawks volleyball team began its 2009 season at home against Mesquite Horn, winning all 3 games.
It's great to be part of Hawkeye News for my senior year, and you're right, the Lady Hawks season has been awesome. With Coach Porter leading the ladies, they are sure to be playoff bound.
The varsity Lady Hawks then traveled to Highland Park to face Richardson Pierce and Highland Park. In what turned out to have a playoff atmosphere, fans were treated to some very intense volleyball games. The Lady Hawks won 3 games to 1 against Pierce and 3 games to 2 against Highland Park. The Lady Hawks then competed in Duncanville Tournament of Champions, winning against Belton and Colleyville and losing to Amarillo. Day 2 brought the Lady Hawks more victorious games as they won against A&M, Consolidated, and Franklin, and lost against Marcus. After more wins against Aledo and Mansfield Legacy, the Lady Hawks then traveled to Northwest to compete in the Northwest Tournament. Day 1 of the tournament was full of wins against Howesville, Timberview, Richardson, and Midway. However, the Lady Hawks could not seem to fire up their winning streak on Day 2, losing to Friendswood and Liberty. The Lady Hawks tied for 7th in that tournament. The Lady Hawks then traveled to Coppell to compete in and win the Coppell tournament. The ladies continued their winning streak against Plano, Lovejoy, and Coppell to officially win that tournament. The volleyball team then won 3 games to 0 against both Mesquite and longtime rival Midlothian. The Lady Hawks finished their non-district schedule at home against the Plano West Lady Wolves. The Lady Hawks' powerful hitting and accurate serving kept the Lady Wolves off balance throughout the entire match. The Lady Hawks won 3 games to 0. The Lady Hawks were back in Mesquite for their first district match of the season against the Petite Pirates. Despite a boisterous and confident Petite crowd, the Lady Hawks pounded hit after hit past Petite. The Lady Hawks won 3 games to 0. The varsity Lady Hawks continued their winning ways against Maybank. It took a little while before the Lady Hawks got going in their first set as Maybank hung close through the first 10 points. The Lady Hawks then kicked it into gear and won the first set 25-14. Maybank was never able to recover and the Lady Hawks walked with another victory. Then the Lady Hawks were at home against Forney. Having to play shorthanded again with Jenny Lawson, Jessica Montgomery, Hunter Porter, and Erica Ransom nursing injuries and unable to play, the Lady Hawks were forced to play with a different lineup. The change in lineup didn't seem to bother the Lady Hawks as they beat Forney in 3 straight sets. And finally, this month at press time, the varsity Lady Hawks beat Terrell and Lancaster. Against Terrell, it was all Lady Hawks as they pounded the Lady Tigers to take a 15-8 lead. Despite making several hitting errors, the Lady Hawks won the first set 25-18. The Lady Hawks responded again, crushing the Lady Tigers to win the second set 25-13. The third set started out close, but behind great serving and hitting, the Lady Hawks took control and cruised to a 25-18 victory. At Lancaster, the Lady Hawks dominated the Lady Tigers 25-6, 25-7, and 25-10. The Lady Hawks played the West Mesquite Lady Wranglers in front of a great home crowd. Starting out strong in the first set behind the serving of Andrea McQuaid and great hitting from Jenny Lawson, the Lady Hawks easily defeated the Lady Wranglers 25-6. Dominant net play from Lawson and strong hitting from Morgan Watts and Hunter Porter allowed the Lady Hawks to cruise to victory in the second set 25-9. The great play continued into the third set as the Lady Hawks closed out the Lady Wranglers 25-14. For more in-depth coverage of the Lady Hawks, visit the Athletic Zone at www.hawkeye-news.com.
That's all from volleyball this month. I'll be back next month to bring you more Lady Hawk action. For Hawkeye News, I'm Karen Lopez. Ryan, back to you.
In other sports news, the Hawks and Lady Hawks tennis seasons have started with varsity tennis team's first match against Lancaster. The varsity team won against Lancaster 19-0. Individual winners included matches in boys doubles, mixed doubles, girls singles, and boys singles. At press time, ROHS Tennis has an overall record of 2-1 and a district record of 2-0. For more in-depth coverage on other tennis matches and individual scores, visit the Athletic Zone online at hawkeye-news.com. Also back this year is Hawkeye News sports reporter Ashlyn Jones and partner in Underclassmen Sports Hawkeye News reporter Wade Rigas. Welcome back, Ashlyn.
Back for our sophomore year, Wade and I are teamed up once again as your underclassmen dynamic duo. During this edition of Hawkeye News, Wade and I will do our best to update you on all the big happenings around Red Oak ISD with our freshman and JV sports report. Wade's up first. How are our boys playing this season?
Thanks, Ashlyn. It's great to be back this year, especially with you as my partner. It's going to be a long year. Anyways, our freshman and JV Hawks got off to a great start, and they're showing us some great potential for the current 2009 season. But let's go ahead and check out their stats for the previous games, bringing us up to date for the school year. In underclassmen football news, the freshman Hawk White team lost to Highland Park 21-0. And in the second game, the Maroon Hawks were winning 12-7, but the game was canceled at halftime due to weather. In the Lake Dallas game, the White team lost 8-14, and the Maroon as well, 7-0. However, the game did get called with 1:38 left in the first quarter due to bad weather. In the Waco University game, the Maroon team lost a close one, 16-20. It would not be any better for the White team also losing 8-14 to Waco. The freshman Hawks would struggle to break their losing streak against White House. The White team lost 6-27, and the Maroon team lost 18-20. The freshman Hawks White team lost to Farish. Rogue scored on an 80-yard kickoff return, and Larson Tucker made a number of tackles from his corner position. Then the Hawks freshman Maroon team tied with Lancaster 12-12. The Maroon team's record now stands at 0-2-1. At press time, the freshman White team lost to West Mesquite 6-30. Red Oak's Tylen Dixon had a 6-yard run, but failed on a conversion. The Hawks Maroon team also was defeated by West Mesquite 8-26. Cameron Bosley had a 20-yard run, 2-point conversion by Austin Van Hope was good. In JV news, the White team will start off with a loss to Waco 24-14, and the Maroon team's final score was 8-6 Waco University. The White team then beat White House 12-6. Kyler Hodson scored on a 37-yard touchdown run. In the third quarter, Chris Sexton threw a 44-yard touchdown pass to DeMarco Jones. On defense, Kerry Williams had a good game with 6 tackles and a fumble recovery. At press time, the Red Oak Hawks JV White team went on to beat Rockwell 8-6. Tyler Manning caught an 8-yard touchdown pass from Kyler Hodson in the second quarter. Chris Sexton ran the 2-point conversion in. Defensively, Paul Garcia and Clint Davis had sacks. Nick Allward blocked a punt. Tyler Manning also had an interception. For more in-depth coverage on the JV and freshman Hawks football scores, visit the Athletic Zone at www.hawkeye-news.com. I'm going to have to call that a wrap-up for my side of the story. I may have just reported the greatest underclassmen story ever, so I totally understand if you're jealous, Ashlyn. But that's how life is for you. Just kidding. How about those Lady Hawks, Ashlyn?
Well, Wade, can you handle this one? The JV started their 2009 season with a great first game beating Mesquite Horn 25-7. JV then hosted Richardson Pierce and Highland Park. The JV Lady Hawks came back in the second game but ended up losing a very intense game, 27-25. The JV team bounced back against Highland Park, winning the match in 3 very exciting games, 27-25, 25-17, and 25-13. The JV and freshman Lady Hawks then traveled to Allen to play Lovejoy High School. The JV put up a big fight but lost 25-17 in the first game and had problems early on and could never recover, losing the second game 25-7. The Lady Hawks came out strong in the first game against Mansfield Legacy, winning 25-19. But the third game was a thriller, with the lead changing many times, with the Lady Hawks coming up on the short end, 28-26. Then the JV Lady Hawks put it all together against Richardson Berkner. They won easily in 2 games, 25-14 and 25-14. The Lady Hawks traveled to Mesquite to take on the Mosquitoes, closing out the match 25-12. The Lamar JV tournament, the ladies lost to Arlington Martin, but picked it up in the second match of the day against Arlington Bowie and took second in the tournament. The next faced off against a tough Mansfield team. The Lady Hawks continued to play well and won a thriller. The ladies would then lose to Plano West, but then went on to beat Mesquite Poteet in a strong match. The Lady Hawks' remaining games at press time included a win against Corsicana, Irving MacArthur, Maybank, and a face-off against the Forney Lady Jackets. The JV Lady Hawks beat Forney in 2 sets, 25-13 and 25-10. They started strong and never looked back in a very quick and decisive match. At press time, the JV Lady Hawks then poured on Terrell, winning in 2 sets, 25-6 and 25-11. For more in-depth coverage on JV Lady Hawks and individual scores, visit the Athletic Zone at www.hawkeye-news.com. With so many girls on the team, whenever possible, the freshmen will divide into a maroon team and a white team. Both teams played Mesquite Horn, with the maroon team winning and the white team losing. The ladies would then beat Fort Worth Brewer, Richardson Bergner, and the Mesquite Mosquitoes. Both freshman maroon and white teams then fought furious battles against Midlothian, with the white team losing and maroon taking the win. The freshman maroon team finished in third place at the Boswell A-Team tournament and then beat Mesquite Poteet in 3 sets. The freshman Lady Hawks were a little sluggish in the first set against Maybank Lady Panthers, losing 20-25. However, that was the wake-up call they needed. In the second and third sets, behind great serving and defense, the Lady Hawks played like a different team. They won the second set 25-17 and the third set 25-21. The Lady Hawks tangled with Forney and won the first set 25-16, but ended up losing the frame in the third set 27-25. At press time, the freshmen rebounded to blitz the Terrell Lady Tigers. The Lady Tigers were no match for the freshman Lady Hawks as they came out and aggressively dispatched Terrell 25-17 and 25-15. For more in-depth coverage on freshman Lady Hawks and individual scores, visit the Athletic Zone at www.hawkeye-news.com.
Wow, Wade, see, I thought just maybe you were one of those kids who did some growing up over the summer, but apparently I was way off. But hey, we're going to be awesome this year, and I'm actually glad you're my partner, so no hard feelings, okay?
Whatever you say, Ashlyn. It's always whatever you say. That's it for the first underclassmen update of the 2009-2010 school year. I'm Wade Regas.
And I'm Ashlyn Jones reporting for Hawkeye News.
Back to you, Ryan, in the studio.
And finally, this month we have updates on the Hawks and Lady Hawks cross-country teams. The boys' cross-country team ran in the prestigious Green Hill Cross Country Meet, representing Red Oak very well. The Hawks had 2 varsity teams run, who finished 30th out of 51. Then, the varsity cross-country team placed 9th out of 30 teams in the North Mesquite meet. Johnny Jimenez was 24th. Preston Hancock came in 2nd overall in the race out of 250 to 300 runners. At press time, the varsity boys cross-country team placed 4th out of 14 teams at a 2nd North Mesquite meet. Alex Salcedo was 9th overall out of 103 runners. And finally, the girls' cross-country team competed at Samuel Park in the North Mesquite Stallion Stampede. Varsity placed 7th out of 11 teams in an overall score of 235 points. Then, cross-country teams went on to compete in the Ennis meet. Varsity team placed 5th overall with only 20 points separating them from first place. The JV team placed 1st overall with 38 points. For more in-depth coverage on cross-country and individual scores, visit the Athletic Zone online at hawkeye-news.com. To keep yourself up to date on all the Red Oak ISD sports action and photos, log on to the Athletic Zone online at sports.hawkeye-news.com. For the Athletic Zone, I'm Ryan Garr. Lexi and Chris, back to you.
We often discount our district police officers and think that they're nothing more than the school's traffic control.
But the truth is, Chris, there's so much more. We go now to our crime anchor, Roseanne Foster, for a behind-the-scenes look at the ISD Police Department. Roseanne?
Red Oak ISD Police Department began with Chief Lindsay in Project Success in 1991. 5 years later, Chief Lindsay became the official ISD liaison from the Red Oak Police Force, and in 2001, Red Oak ISD Police became its own licensed agency, the beginning of what we know today, a group of officers here for our students and staff.
All Red Oak ISD officers are certified policemen who've chosen to work with students, and unlike security guards, our officers can make arrests when needed and are armed. If we ever did have an armed intruder, these officers not only could handle it, they've been trained how. Over the summer, ROISD PD participated in various training activities, including search and seizure, rapid response, and active shooter situations. This not only consisted of our officers preparing for these events, but also training Red Oak ISD staff in what their roles are in the event of such a crisis. Red Oak ISD police officers, as officers, also carry out any criminal investigations needed within the school district. In fact, according to ROISD PD's records, during the 2008 calendar year, the Red Oak ISD Police Department handled about 150 criminal offenses, not to mention the approximate 380 incidents, which are anything from working with a student on a family issue to any other non-criminal offense.
In the past 2 years, the Red Oak ISD Police Department has become better equipped to protect our students and our schools. Currently, I'm in the department's central monitoring room.
The over 300 cameras throughout the districts all send live feeds to this room, where Linda Hamill keeps an eye out for unauthorized personnel or criminal activity. In addition to Linda Hamill watching out for us during the school day, on-call officers can also access these cameras after hours to check up on our schools. And next year, when Red Oak moves into its new high school, the district will gain an additional 150 cameras for that campus. The cameras aren't the only new technology the department uses to keep us safe. The district also uses the VSOF system, which upon a visitor checking into the campus office, scans the driver's license and checks for registered sex offenders. But that's still not all the department does for our students. According to a survey by the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse released in August 2009, 2/3 of high school students say drugs are kept, used, or sold at their school. Though our officers can do nothing about national statistics, since 1991 they have made an effort to educate our students about the harmful nature of drugs and alcohol. Our department hopes that by giving our students the facts, if nothing else, we can make an informed decision. Clearly, the Red Oak ISD Police Department is dedicated not only to the community, but specifically to our students. As Chief Scott Lindsay so candidly stated for Hawkeye News, protect and serve is not just an old TV cop show thing. We take that seriously. Until next time, stay safe, Red Oak. For Hawkeye News, I'm Roseanne Foster.
Well, that about does it for our first show of the new school year for the class of 2010.
We look forward to bringing you much more next month.
We also wanted to remind you that we would really love to hear from you, so if you have any news ideas, comments, or suggestions, you can write us at hawkeyenews@redoakisd.org or give us a call at 817-875-5527. And don't forget to check us out 24/7 at www.hawkeye-news.com if you've missed any of our reports or need more information on the Hawkeye News team. I'm Lexi Belote.
And I'm Chris McClure. Until next time, thanks for watching.
And make it a great day.